Greetings and welcome to another edition of Fill Your Own Void podcast with Chuck Rose. First edition, I introduced myself. I am the author of Access to Success and Personally Improving Mental Performance. As I share with you, we're going to be looking forward to discussing topics that's meaningful to you, and some of those topics that are meaningful to me. I do have a body of work with the two books, so I'll be jumping right in with that curriculum until we start to get some content and questions and some guest speakers in. But we'll be covering topics that's principles and laws that will help you impact and improve your quality of life, because that's what the books were written for. They actually are based on a study of principles and laws that, if applied, can help you live a higher quality life. And I've seen everybody that's been admonished and admired and thought of as people that are really lucky and have the breaks and have it all and continue to get it with the simple ease, is sometimes not the case. It's just that they control the law of suggestion and just the law of attraction, if you will, attracting opportunities their way. So with that being said, last edition we talked about, we gave the baseline question, are you living the life that you desire, deserve, or dream about in 2020? I know we all were impacted in 2020 by things we couldn't control, but there was also things we could control. Myself is one, failed at a lot of those things. So that's why I'm trying to revisit some of these principles, and because I don't want the same results that I got throughout 2020 of last year. And if I don't want to avoid those results, what do? You avoid the things that got you those results. I'm sure everybody would agree, because when thinking about the game of life and winning at the game of life, it's truly a strategic game that you're forced to play. We know a lot about football, basketball, and what it takes to the rules and how they apply to win the game. But a lot of us don't know the simple rules of the game of life, the virtues and laws, and that can be applied to win. So that's why you see a great divide in my mind and in the studies that I've read about why some people live a higher quality life than others. And the game ain't theirs. They just play it so well that they make it seem it looks like it's theirs. They play it like a strategic game of chess and not a friendly game of checkers. So why should we? I mean, either you're getting controlled by someone in this game of life, or you're controlling your situation at all times. But it starts with, in what I've studied. And please call, text in, let me know if you agree with this thought. And you know people like this that have a positive attitude. My mom always told me attitude determines altitude, and that's definitely something that I've seen benefit of. Negative attitude, negative results, and positive attitude, positive results. So the key takeaway from this particular segment would be attitude determines your altitude. And some of the greatest findings and avatars, the people that are living personifications of what they believe in, practice these laws. So we'll use the factor or the factor of breaking the generational curse. Breaking the generational curse. Curses come in many forms: substance abuse, teenage pregnancy, parenthood, and physical and emotional abuse. And that doesn't have to be the case. Just because mom and dad grew up in zip code 23145 or 412345 on impoverished and emotionally hijacked, don't mean you have to. You can stop it right with you. But in order to address the bleed, you have to, address the wound, and you can't put a Band-Aid on it. That's one of the great avatars T.D. Jakes has taught a wonderful sermon on. But there's a story I think that I really applies, that I think could be a great takeaway and take home, is that there was a set of twins, both born to the same alcoholic, abusive dad. One of which, I guess you could say, controlled his life, and the other got controlled by that situation and circumstance. Both were raised by this gentleman, and they both went on to become two different things. When asked what they become, they both verbatimly said that it was because of my dad. What else would I be? One became a fluent, loving father and an entrepreneur, and the other became a alcoholic, abusive dad. So I think that's something that just tells you that what you put your mind to, you can control. But you got to make sure you're controlling your environment and your circumstances, and do know that tomorrow's a new day. Yesterday really did end last night. So I'll leave you with this closing quote, just so I'll butcher it. I'll try to keep my notes in front of me here. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated failures. Persistence and determination is our alone are omnipotent. So again, we'll hit you with the same thing every evening. Head for the stars. I will meet you there.